Hello, and thank you for joining us. This is Vinny Borelli to Make It Happen Monday. First and foremost, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. So I have a little computer issue here. I wanted to, start tonight with two announcements. Pretty exciting news from my perspective on what's going on. On April 14th, I've been asked to do be the guest speaker, I guess, for my what it's going to be called my program, Igniting Your Passion. That's going to be at the Rivers Club in Pittsburgh. Those of you who do not know where that is, that's in the Oxford Center, downtown Pittsburgh. The time is still to be determined. I put it in the notes, but so you'll get some news on that. But I just wanted to give everyone a heads up. It was finally confirmed today. So that's going to be Igniting Your Passion, first part of a two-part series. The next one's going to be Master Your Motives, as I think I mentioned before, but that'll be later on, and maybe in the second quarter. So that being said, the second announcement is another good news that I want to share with everybody is that I'm going to be writing the second book called Growing Up in Pittsburgh's Little Italy. It's going to be part of my story about what that life was like growing up from an Italian immigrant father and my mother in Bloomfield being Italian, and but more importantly about the culture that it was in that little neighborhood. I think it's a good story to know. People should know about it, and I'm going to be using the second portion or second part of the book for an anthology, and what that is interviewing people that were born and raised there that have something to really contribute to the book and have a good story to tell me about their life and what it was like growing up in Pittsburgh's Little League. So moving into tonight, well, there's going to be one more thing before that. VB Motivate Me at vinnyborelli.com is how you can send me an email. So it's right here. It's also in the notes. VB Motivate Me at vinnyborelli.com. And if you forget that, it's on my website, vinnyborelli.com. But you can send me an email with your contact information. I'll reach out to you. I'm probably not going to be able to get everybody in there who wants to be in there, but I know everyone wants probably a little piece of history, if you will, because it'll be there forever. I'm trying to leave a legacy on growing up in one of the best neighborhoods ever to grow up in, Bloomfield. And so that being said, moving into tonight, I wanted to talk about spectators of things in life, spectators of the game of football, spectators of the NFL, the NHL. Everyone watched the Super Bowl last night. Football season's over, so a lot of people I talk to on a daily basis say that they don't have enough time for this or they don't have enough time for that. You have to find the time. You can't make it, right? You just have to find the time. Again, I always say about the 24 hours that we have that everyone else has who's very successful. We all have the same 24 hours. How do you utilize it? So now that maybe you're waiting for the season to be over, now that it is over, don't focus on NHL. I know that's up there too. That may be another excuse, but how much time do you have? Look, if you just were a big NFL, just crazy about NFL, let's say, you have Monday night games, Thursday night, Saturday college football, which is not NFL, but Saturday college, and then Sunday. How much time do you have on your hands now that you could devote to going after your desires or fulfilling your dreams or doing something special for you and your family? So what have you been putting off for the whole season that you can now focus on and focus on your desires, igniting those passions again, igniting those desires, making things happen? So, and really in closing, I just wanted to hit home with that. I know a lot of people may not be watching this evening. You may see it at a later time. But really the two announcements that I have, I really wanted to make sure I got that out there because I'm really excited and I hope a lot of people can get there. I'd like for you to read the book before we do the second part so you understand kind of my life, if those of you that don't know me, and even if you do, get a little bit of history, a little bit of foundation, because everything's going to be tied in together. The event at the Rivers Club will be about the four pillars in my book, what that's like in real time. I'm here to help. I feel I've been called to help and empower, enable people to do what they want to do and find and fulfill those dreams that they've been putting off. So, again, at the end of the chapter, in closing, as I always say in every chapter, the boom is what opportunities do you have you can capitalize on today now that you have the time that things are over? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to wait? Are you going to procrastinate? Because procrastination is just you putting things and being lazy about not doing the things that you really want to do. They're just not important enough. I always say if I told you tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. I'd give you $1,000,000, you'd be there at 3:55. So don't do it. Just make it happen. And I thank you for joining me. But again, the two events, April 14th, Rivers Club in Pittsburgh, one Oxford Center, time will be determined. And Growing Up in Little Italy, part two, second book I'm going to write, Growing Up in Pittsburgh's Little Italy. Again, look at the email, send me your information. I look forward to talking to a lot more people than I've heard of. I don't see a lot of comments, but I see likes and people I reach. But, that's fine. Just reach out to me and we'll go from there. Have a great week. Make it happen. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.